Okay, on to game number 3 of the grand finals. Right now we have Derek up 2 games to 0. So we'll see if Derek can just 3-0 power through this and take it to the second best of 5. Macabre is in the loser's bracket, or is coming from the loser's bracket, that is. So he will have to play another best of 5 if he does win this one. But I don't think Midiga wants to go down that easily and be 3-0'd after just steamrolling the winner's bracket. So we'll see if there's a change of pace here in these two playstyles. We did see some differences last game, which I really enjoyed. I think the things that both of the players did were really good. I think the early roach warren for Midiga could have been really good, and I think he had every reason to believe that he was safe for a long time. And if he would have gotten some roaches out earlier, then I think he would have been looking really good. But Derek just made the right choice to get some speedlings and banelings out early and just take out Midiga early. When Midiga was expecting more of a long-term, no pressure, macro style game. So we're both droning to 14. And do have the spawning pool at 14 from Midiga, and would assume to see the same from Derek, and a little bit of a misclick there. Oh, maybe he's going for a hatch first. Or maybe not. Did I miss something? Oh, okay, so he's taking his expansion over here, so he just went to the wrong... He went to his third instead of his natural. But so he will be doing a hatch first, and then a spawning pool right afterwards. It ended up being a little bit inefficient because of going to the wrong location. So they're both going to get their hatch and their pool around the same time, although Midiga's pool already has finished. So a little bit of a slip up by Derek, but hopefully that doesn't end up biting him in the long run. And now he just realized that he messed up. And he canceled it! Oh no! I don't think that was the right choice. I think he just should have just kept it. But that's alright. So here we go. Now we're having the expansion. So it did end up being a pool first. And this is what I think. This is why Derek wanted to stick with the same build for all of his games, is because he didn't want to get flustered trying to try something different. But he is going to get an early baneling nest, though. It worked for him last game, so I think he's going to try the same thing that he just did, which I think is a good idea. Although a few lings coming from Midiga. And then again, the early roach warren. So I think this time with the quick peek with the zerglings, and he's going to spot that hatchery was canceled. But a peek with these zerglings might, he's going to pull him back actually. But I was going to say that they might have been able to delay Macabre's attention long enough to get these roaches out. But he is going to pull them back. And we do have a couple queens out now for injecting. There we go, right on cue. Okay, so we do have ling speed coming from Midiga, which is a bit odd since the roach warren was so early. I would have expected to see more roaches early and a delayed ling speed. And still no roaches, but we do have an Evo chamber from Macabre over here. So we're going to try some, maybe an upgrade timing attack type thing. As far as units go, what do we have here? Look at this. Look how identical this is. 2 more drones for Midiga, and everything else is pretty much the same. 1 more Overlord for Derek. Now 5 more drones, so that could actually make a difference since they're so even right now in units. Just the 5 drone lead, but here we go, Derek catching back up in drones. And Midiga in zerglings. So We are getting a few Zerglings ready. Maybe getting ready for a little bit of a push. And Midiga himself is getting an Evo Chamber. So the timings are a little bit off, but overall, these builds are looking very similar. Oops. Okay, so now we have some roaches coming out from Derek, actually. This is a bit odd that Midiga ends up getting his roach warren so early, and then doesn't get any roaches. But uh-oh, we have an attack right here with some speedlings that are going to be able to take out that queen with ease and maybe get some worker kills. Oh no! So we do have a few worker kills. Looks like 3. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be 3. And then cleaned up with those roaches. And that actually puts Derek behind by 2, so just exact. And Midiga is now getting some roaches out, and look at these units. It's almost identical. Same number of roaches, 1 more Zergling, and an extra queen that's building right now. Unfortunately, since these builds are so similar, I think that that missed expansion is really going to mess up Derek in this game, because if everything else is exactly even, then that's the only thing making the difference, is that he had this little bit of a slip up in that base. And Derek with getting the roach speed, which is going to benefit him if it ends up being a roach war. If one has speed and one does not, if Midiga does not have roach speed, he will not be able to retreat. If he tries to save some of his roaches and run them back home, then Derek will have free kills on all of them. So basically Midiga will be stuck, committed to the attack, whatever he decides to do. Whereas Derek has more of an option to retreat if needed, but never mind, because now he's getting roach speed also. Midiga does have the larger number of roaches, though. It looks like Derek might have droned up a little bit more and delayed a little bit on the roaches. So it's only a 4 roach difference. So it might not be game-changing, and if you can last a little bit longer, those 7 extra drones will make a difference. And here's going to be a push from Midiga, and this is what I was talking about. So the speed by Derek is complete already, and it's not complete for Midiga. It might complete during this encounter, but it's not done yet. And so if he's trying to run away, Derek could catch up to him and kill all these because he has the speed, but the speed will finish now for Midiga. But these spines will also have a chance to finish. And here we go with some Roach Wars. We have 0-1 and 0-1, so upgrades are the same. The numbers are dwindling, but Midiga has a slight advantage in numbers if they're all here. I think some of them are making their way here. Macabre's got a little bit of a, what do you call it, surround? But they're just pouring in for Midiga, so it looks like Midiga will be able to overpower this and might even be able to push into the base. It looks like he's going to stop, actually. He's not sending any more roaches, and he does have the speed, so he can reinforce quickly, but he's going to head off straight to this third and force to cancel. Maybe we'll get a cancel this time, and we do get a cancel that time. Good, so we save those minerals, and then moves back over here. If we fight near the spines, then we'll look a little bit better. So let's see if Derek will pull back a little bit, and he will, but then the roaches just run into the main, so this could do a lot of damage, and the upgrades are finishing up for the second attack upgrade. And a lot of roaches building for Midiga, so he's just going to continue this constant pressure. And so 0-2 against 0-1, so there is a upgrade advantage for Derek right now, so he might be able to clean this up okay without too much damage. The problem is that just the sheer numbers that Midiga is just pouring into Derek's face, it might be able to overwhelm him. There's a few more coming. These spines are doing a good job doing some damage as they walk up the ramp, and Derek did get overrun, and these roaches are just dying because there's just so many of Midiga's roaches. Oh, so they are going for this lair though, which I think is not the best option, but then Derek does call the GG. I think he probably could have held it off, but he was taking a lot of damage, and it would have been hard for him to come back. We had these 14 roaches building, so it will go on to another game, and the series is now catching up in towards Midiga's favor. It's 2-1 Macabre. Macabre. He gets mad at me when I mispronounce his name.